We are back with another Cobra Kai video. We've just seen the first 5 episodes of season 6, part 1, with this whole 15 episode, 5 episode each drop that they're doing. And we have some things to say, some good, some bad. And I think
it was dead.
I think it's good to start with the good.
I think everything in this first 5 episodes, when it comes to the kids, was done to perfection. I think they've navigated their motives correctly.
Yeah.
I understand where every single one of them is coming from someone like Anthony all the way to Miguel.
Yeah, specifically Miguel and Robbie. I think they really shine this season. With,
and Tori.
Yeah, I think those are the 3 main ones that I really liked. Miguel, Tori, and Robbie there. They each give them like a really strong motivation, especially for Tori near the end, as you know. Spoiler, if you haven't seen the season yet, we're talking everything. It created a nice round for episode 5 when you had those fight for the captain thing, wherever it was, especially with Miguel and Robbie, because I think they have the strongest reasons for wanting to win.
Well, Sam really didn't have much.
That's the thing, whilst we do what all the kids were doing, but Sam was very middle of the lane.
But she's had a lot of story given to her. So season 5 was about her trying to find balance within herself, and she did that.
Yeah.
So they didn't actually regress her character, which when we talk about our negatives, we will talk about a lot of aggression in characters. So I have to kind of appreciate that, when they did say to her, "What are you fighting for?" She was like, not much, but yeah, closure. Toy beat me in the Old Valleys. I want to have a fair fight.
Yeah. Additionally, what we had was Devon and Dimitri, which were my 2 surprise ones, I think. Because when you get to this stage where it's the Sekai Tekai, however you want to say it, you know what I mean? When you get to this stage, there's certain characters who have no chance of winning. So them being there throws a risk of them being just wasted time, wasted potential. So what they've done, I think, with Devon and Dimitri is they're not going to win, even though they're in the final 6. They've been placed in there to basically create drama, which I think was a really interesting spin, especially for Dimitri. But also with Devon mucking up Kenny's plans.
Yeah, that was very crazy, man. When we were watching it, I was saying it was Anthony, because I was obviously he got hit in the face, he wants revenge, and that's very Anthony's sort of character. I can't believe it was Devon. That was really good. Ethan knew it.
I saw it. They were laying all the traps, how she's cutthroat, how she's this, how she's going to do whatever it takes to win, how she's been overlooked. And I think that really culminated in her fucking over her friend, which is really makes you think. But the reason why I like this inclusion of Devon now is she's purely there for selfish reasons. Everyone's kind of there. Everyone has their own selfish reasons, but they believe in Miyagi-Do. They believe in what they're doing together as a unit. Whilst Devon is purely there to prove herself. I think that's going to really mess up.
It's sort of prove herself to herself. She has a very big work ethic because of her mum, I believe it said in season 5.
Can't even remember.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I was wondering what they were going to do with the new 3, so Devon, Kenny, and Anthony. In my opinion, Kenny was brutally underused. They had so much with his character they could have done. Didn't do anything. And if the part 2 solely takes place in Sekai Barcelona, I can't see them. There's no all the main characters are in Barcelona. Why would be?
I'm guessing there'll be some spins about it because he had his own Sekai video as well. But yeah, it felt very weird that they focused a decent amount of time on Kenny in episode 1, and then since then he was in the background, and they gave him some importance when they were picking. But ultimately, once he shits himself, he's out.
Yeah, he shit the bed.
But overall, the kids are fine. A couple, maybe Kenny could have done a little bit better with. Sam, she's had her time. There wasn't anything outrageously wrong with her. She was kind of just there. But when we look at our adult characters, we do have more good things to say, but when we look at the bad, it's our main 2 characters, our main 2 senseis. Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso felt very unbalanced in this first 5
Extremely.
Parts. And in a way that I personally feel was just there to give drama, and it wasn't there to serve their characters.
It was aggression. We saw peak Daniel and Johnny broship, brotherhood in season 5. They barely had conflict until obviously Daniel tried to get him to come to the silver fight, but he came anyway. They had no conflict. They were fine, right? And then all of a sudden they're fighting on something as little as the name of the dojo.
Definitely how it ended with the whole after this we're done. It felt very redundant. It felt very, we've done this before
so many times.
And previous times it's been frustrating, but you've understood why. They're not where they need to be. But with season 5, with Daniel's moment of truly becoming Mr. Miyagi against Silver, this whole like, oh, maybe Mr. Miyagi wasn't as good as I thought it was, felt very forced in a way that we can't have a balanced Daniel for the whole season, when I think we both agree something more interesting is having 2 completely balanced characters having to navigate these kids' sort of like uncertain times in their lives with college and the Sensei, Teki, Taikai, whatever they're dealing with. That would have been more interesting.
Again, they spent so long, especially in season 4 and 5, sort of rounding out the adult characters and leaving them, you know, in a good place. That it just doesn't make any sense to regress them so much to the point where they're squabbling over every little thing.
Yeah.
Like literally, it's like they've just gone back to just not liking each other, like not respecting each other. Like, the whole point of season 5 is that they respect each other. And they respect each other's karate, but in the first scene of season 6 is Johnny talking to Robbie and Miguel about how Daniel's just a car salesman.
Yeah.
And he just does like dancing in the studio or something. He doesn't actually do karate. He's like, where does that come from?
It feels like the writers didn't have faith in their writing ability to give them natural conflict, so that's why they put it in. I personally feel the Sensei Teke reveal that they did was enough for this.
Yeah, that Miyagi fought in the second.
Yeah, I think that's enough. Like, Mr. Miyagi never wanted to do tournaments, and now we find out why. But
yeah, because maybe
kind of cheated.
He killed someone in a tournament or something.
Exactly, that would have been enough. But this whole like, he's robbed someone or he beat someone up in the past.
Oh,
it takes a whole episode.
He's
as well.
He's older than he should have been, or younger than he should have been. Like, it's just like.
It's
like what is it going to teach Daniel about what like your mentor is? Like, again, like, it's because Daniel's fighting this point of Miyagi-Do is the only way, but he's learned at least 3 times now that it's not the only way.
Obviously, a major part of Cobra Kai is its action scenes, and
lacking.
I feel like you just here to say random negative words, you know?
I feel like the action was lacking. I literally think that, okay, it's only been 5 episodes, and yeah, we all know that when it comes to Cobra Kai, the best action scenes come in the last couple of episodes, fine. But like, I was looking so forward to seeing Sean and Kenny versus Miguel and Robbie.
You thought it was a bit choppy.
So choppy, extremely choppy. Like, maybe I need to watch it again, I don't know, but extremely choppy.
It did feel a little bit scrappy. I don't know why. Again, this is the season that's coming after the writer's strike. Maybe they didn't have enough time, who knows? But I think overall the fight was fine, because sure you have that, but then you also have episode 2 with the Kyler. And that's sort of the Miguel one where it's like zooming in and out.
Yeah, there is
and he takes down 5 guys.
Yeah,
I think that's...
But even, I didn't really understand why that fight escalated. A lot of stuff in season 6, I don't actually understand why it happened. E.g. the bar fight, e.g. Mike Barnes versus Johnny Lawrence. It was such a random escalation for no reason.
But if we're just judging like the action itself...
Yeah. Then yeah, I guess it makes sense. Bar fight was good. Episode 3 had the Quan versus teammates.
I hope that's his name. You've said it a couple of times.
Quan. I don't know. Very good. Very good. Yeah, but very good fight scene. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing him versus Miguel, because he just seems like levels ahead.
Yeah. Which is what they need to introduce at this point. Like, someone who you're just like, they're not beating him, bro.
Well, that's one thing they've done well, right? They've established Cobra Kai. So obviously Tori at the end of Cobra Kai, at the end of season 6, joins Cobra Kai again. She returns to Cobra Kai. And now they got to a point where I actually am invested in both Cobra Kai characters, more than I was last year, in last season. Last season, who did we have? Kenny and Devon. And now we've got Quan and Tori. Like, they're formidable opponents. That's a threat. That's a threat.
Yeah, overall, I think the drama did sort of feel a little bit more forced. Like, I remember at the end of season 4, you said, oh, this time their reason for continuing to fight felt a bit forced because Cobra Kai 1 is meant to shut down and then they continue. It feels like that this time, where stuff is kind of just happening. Johnny's getting pissed, like when Tori's mom's died, he's like, they need to finish the fight.
Yeah, it just made no sense. Like, Tori, like, I definitely, honestly, well done to them, because like, I genuinely felt like Sam's life was in danger.
Yeah.
And it's weird because Sam's life has been in danger many times before, but it never felt as intense as this. Tori was trying to like take her head off.
Yeah.
Which is funny because they're always trying to take each other's heads off, but it didn't feel like that.
And you feel like with the progression that Johnny's had, he should be able to take a look at it. And they try to justify it with being like, oh, when my mother died, all I wish was for a fight. But you can't.
That's not like a good excuse, though.
Yeah, you can't have someone that angry fight against someone who isn't. It's, again, unbalanced.
Yeah.
So, and I don't see how Daniel and Johnny come together again, because I'm guessing it's going to end in good terms, obviously.
Of course they would, yeah.
We've seen that before, though. I don't see how, when they do it again, it's going to feel as filling or as natural as it has done in prior seasons. But
well, they have 10 more episodes. I personally don't know what these 10 episodes are going to be about besides the second Tekai. I have no clue. I don't see how many storylines they need to clean up. Maybe Kreese and Johnny, fine.
Yeah, it's true with this whole 10 episode thing. I think maybe another negative is how they structured it itself. We did a video before about has Netflix kind of doomed them by doing this 5 episodes each. And in a way, when you look at it, like it's 15 episodes, it's more episodes, that's fine. But the creators, like I've said, have come out and said, we saw each 5 episodes as its own little mini season. So technically meaning we've had a 5 episode season and you feel that. And I feel like that could be a potential issue structurally going forward with dealing with future plot lines. Like, do we have enough time in 5 episodes to deal with Kenny if Kenny's not even in Barcelona? Do you have time to deal with Anthony when Anthony's not over here? Do you rush into the final 5? It feels like if you had a natural flow of 15 episodes, this stuff would have been able to weave together more perfectly. Whilst at this point, we have 15 episodes. At the end of this 5, people seem like they're getting angry a bit too fast. People feel like their endpoints at this moment feel unjust. We feel like we're just throwing random things at them to make them angry, just to justify these 5 episodes. It feels a little unnatural at this moment. And whilst I think their story decisions have played their part in that, I also think the structure of the season has affected the potential of how good the season could have been. But look, hopefully the next 5 episodes, it's not even the next 10, hopefully the next 5 episodes can kind of right the path a little bit. I know we've been a little bit negative, but looking at the highlights, I believe the characters of Miguel, Robbie and Tori are highlights.
Miguel lost.
I don't want to talk about it. But and then I think the spanner in the works that they've thrown in with Devon and Dimitri, I think offers good potential. Tori again going to Cobra Kai. Feels justified enough. I would have maybe liked a bit more time, but again, 5 episodes. Kreese, I think they set up well when he was in the cave.
Yeah, Kreese done well.
Young Kreese again.
I love young Kreese.
Some action scenes, episode 2 with Kylo and them fighting, episode 3 with the Cobra Kai students, episode 5 between Miguel and Robbie again, between Sam and Tori again. We did have some good fight scenes in there. So it's definitely a season that I believe people enjoy. I think
has potential.
You guys can let us know. Did you enjoy the first 5, or did you want a bit more, which you can't really get from 5 episodes? But anyway, that's our little review for now. We'll be back in November 15th to review the next 5 in this Sekai Tekai.
Sekai Tekai.
We've been the Overall Nerds, and peace.